welcome back. I'm Chronically Jenny, and today I'm going to be answering your questions all about the Access to Work grant scheme. I'm answering this from my own experience of applying for the scheme last year and getting the support this year. It's made such a difference and meant that I'm able to be back on YouTube. I'm going to be answering from my own experiences as a self-employed content creator and entertainer, but I hope that you can take what I've learned and apply it to your own job role and situation. What is Access to Work? Access to Work is a government grant for those in England, Scotland and Wales to help you get or stay in work if you have a physical or mental health condition or disability. Who can claim access to work? Anyone with a physical or mental health condition or disability can claim from Access to Work if you need help to do your job or get to and from work. You need to be over 16 and be in paid work or about to start or return to paid work in the next 12 weeks. And you need to live and work in England, Scotland or Wales, although Northern Ireland does have a different separate system. The scheme covers a huge range of disabilities, from physical disabilities such as being deaf or being a wheelchair user like myself. It covers learning disabilities such as Down syndrome, or neurodevelopmental conditions such as autism, ADHD, dyslexia, etc. It can also cover mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, and can cover long-term health conditions such as diabetes or epilepsy as long as you need support at work. It can even cover temporary disabilities like a broken leg. You don't need a diagnosis to be able to apply for the scheme, you just need to show that you need support at work. It covers most types of work, whether you're self-employed like me, employed, whether you're doing an apprenticeship, an internship, as long as it's paid work. The only thing they don't cover is voluntary work. How much do you need to earn to be eligible for Access to Work? So last year when I was applying, I thought and was told that it was somewhere between a minimum of £6,000 and £7,000 a year. But looking at the website now, there is no indication that you need to earn any minimum amount. It doesn't matter what you earn, you can still apply for Access to Work as long as you are in paid work for 1 or more hours a week, which is great. You can also get Access to Work at the same time as most benefits, and it doesn't affect most benefits either. The only thing you want to check is if you're in receipt of ESA. What kind of support can you get via Access to Work? If, like me, you had a disability and went to university, it's very similar to Disabled Students Allowance in terms of what you can get. But if you didn't, here's a brief overview of all the things you can get, because there's so many different things that will apply to different disabilities. First of all, you can get physical equipment, from things like wheelchairs to laptops. I got a very lovely pair of noise cancelling headphones, which I love. You can get different types of software. So I have software on my computer so I can do text to speech, speech to text, and I have a piece of planning software, and the people that train you on it can give really, really good advice. You can get coaching, you can get BSL interpreters, you can get drivers, or the cost of travelling if you can't use public transport, for example. I have a driver because I can't use public transport for some of my jobs because I need a lot of equipment with me. You can get physical changes to your workplace, and you can get mental health support, which is really important. But the thing that's made the biggest difference for me and my work is being able to employ support workers to help me do my work. Poppy is right over here at the moment. Making editing notes and setting up all the equipment for me so that I can actually make this video for you and save a bit of energy. What is the process like and how long did it take? Compared to all the other things I've applied for in the last 12 months, Access to Work was definitely the easiest. You do an online application to start with. You can do it over the phone, but I found the online application much easier. And there are 12 different sections, but they're very short, and it's basically just explaining what you need support with. 6 of those sections are about the different things that you might need support with, that I was just explaining the different types of things you can get. So I started the process August 2023, and I was assigned a caseworker quite quickly, and also got onto the separate but linked mental health support services quite quickly. They're not great at dealing with very complex mental health conditions, but they are definitely there to support you, to be a contact the whole time, and make sure that your mental health is going in the right direction at least. That is through Able Futures or Maximus, so definitely get in contact with one of those straight away after applying and getting your caseworker if you can. Then it wasn't until December 2023 that I had my assessment. An assessment is not like scary benefits assessments that I've been through. It is much more of a conversation and a chat, again very like Disabled Students Allowance if you'd applied for that, where you kind of collaboratively come up with things that would be helpful with you. They have loads of great ideas and share those with you, and you can obviously ask and put forward your case for the things that you might really need. From my assessment, we discovered that my need for a support worker was pretty big. My assessor suggested that I had matched hours, so that my support worker would work the same amount of hours as I did. But I then had to fill out a separate form. It's only a page and a half. It's not too difficult to fill out the support worker form, but you just have to explain what you do and what your support worker would be doing for you, and they can only do things independently for 20% of the hours that you have for work. Other than that, they'll be directly supporting you in exactly what you're doing whilst you're doing it. So from applying in August 2023, I got mental health support in the September. I started getting my physical equipment and software in the January, and then in January 2024, and then my support workers started in February 2024. From the questions I got asked to make this video, most of the questions were about support workers, so from here until almost the end, the next lot of questions is going to be about support workers. So if you think you might benefit from having support workers, listen up. How did you find your support workers? So there are agencies out there that can recommend and help you with support workers, but I don't know too much about those. A lot of people that I know that have support workers through Access to Work hire someone that they know and that they trust, and I think that's really important. A lot of my friends that get Access to Work actually employ their partners as their support worker, which is great for their household. So I found my first support worker, Leanne, because I work with her at my entertainment company, so she already know all about that side of the job, and that meant that she could pick things up really quickly and really easily and kind of learn about the other side of the job as we go. And then my other support worker, Poppy, I met her because she was actually my cleaner, and we got chatting, really hit it off. I asked her to help me with support work if she was interested, and then found out that she happened to have experience in care and had a degree in special education, so I hired beautifully without even realising. I definitely recommend finding someone that you trust, and you trust to see you in all different states, because my health, if you're like me and your health fluctuates, you want someone who is there for you on your good days and is there for you even more on your bad days. What is the role of a support worker and what do they do for you? Because of the nature of my job, my support workers kind of do anything and everything just like I do. They drive me to jobs, they carry things and set up things that I can't do on my own. They assist me on shoots or when we're going on location or to events. They help with a lot of the admin that I struggle to do, and keep on top of my diary, and also keep on top of things like keeping the office tidy so that I can actually film on this bed which has nothing on it, which wouldn't have happened if I didn't have the girls. How many hours or days a week do you get support? This is going to totally depend on your job, your disability, and how much support you need. As I said earlier, I was recommended to have matched hours. I actually get slightly less than matched hours. So what we said on the forums and what has ended up happening is that I work 25 hours a week and I have support for 24 hours a week. I split those relatively evenly between my support workers, but there's no limit on the number of support workers you can have. You could just have one, or you can have 6. So if you're working full time, you can get more hours. If you're working less hours, you will get less hours. It totally depends on the hours you work yourself and the kind of support that you need. Do support workers only support you with work-related tasks, or can they help you with other things? Support workers can only help you with work-related tasks through Access to Work. So if you need much more help, you might be needing to look into getting carers and personal assistants as opposed to support workers. But with the nature of my job, and potentially a lot of jobs, is that they need to help with some things that aren't directly work-related, i.e. they remind me to eat and drink and take my medication. That's all part of the working day, but not directly related to the work, but it means that I can do my job better. But if we take Poppy for an example, she helps keep on top of the tidiness in the office, but she still has a separate job that I pay her for off my own back, cleaning the house. That's not under her job as a support worker. If I'm working away or overseas, can I still claim support worker hours? Yes, you can, but you can't claim for the whole time they're there. You can only claim for the hours they are working. For example, Poppy and I went to Nadex, which is in Birmingham. I live in Essex, last month. So she was paid for the drive from my house to a location where we stayed overnight, but then didn't get paid again till we started driving the next day to Birmingham, and then got paid for the whole day at Birmingham and the way back. Is there much admin in managing your support workers' employment? So when you take on support workers, as part of the process, you have to get some quotes, send them to your caseworker, and then they come back with you and say you can pay your support workers this amount. So there was a little bit of admin there with the initial setup after the initial forms. But after that, your support workers are employed on a self-employed basis. So they manage their own taxes, invoices, and timesheets, and you don't pay them holiday or sick leave or anything like that, like any normal self-employed job. So there's none of that you have to think about or manage. The only thing that I really have to manage is getting them paid every month. So they'll send their invoices to me, then I have to go on to Access to Work, and they have a paper claim form, but I've not used that. I've used the online claim form, which is so much easier. And so I just input the information from the timesheet and invoice they send me into the form so that they can get paid. The first time it takes a little bit longer because you have to set up all the specific payment details, but after that the payment details are saved so that every month after that I don't have to do a whole lot of admin. It's literally inputting their hours and attaching their invoice, and away you go. And a lot of that admin, if you're someone like me that struggles with admin, you can get your support workers to help you with that as well. How do you overcome internalised ableism when you need support but don't think you're deserving of it? I kept this question till last because I think it's so important, and I think it's something that so many of us with disabilities think that we're not worthy of support. You are worthy of support. Please just do it. I spent so long last year applying for things because I really, really desperately needed the support. And this was the last thing I applied for when it should have been the first, because it was the most straightforward and the easiest to get my head around, and it's made the most difference to my life as well, because last year I was barely able to work at all, and even in the 2 months that I've had the girls, it's made such a difference to my working life. So just stop listening to that little internalised ableist voice in your head. I know it can be loud, but you deserve this support and it will help you so much. It's the best thing I've done for a long time. You deserve it. Please apply. Just do it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that I've been able to answer some of your questions about Access to Work and what you can get from Access to Work. If you still have more questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below and we will try our best to get them answered for you. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want more disability education and hacks content, and I will see you hopefully very soon for another video. Thanks for watching.